G'day, we're Brad and Hayley, and today we're going to bring you along for a behind the scenes look from a recent trip into the Pilbara region and show you a bit of a glimpse of our life and the work we do in a week as a travelling creator here on YouTube.
Next pushing part, my top is ouch.
We can configure their vans here at the show, but yeah,
Well, g'day and welcome back to a not so normal episode from us. Now, traveling around, we get quite a few questions, and probably the most frequent question we get is how do we keep ourselves on the road? What do we do for work? And we're pretty lucky with what we do, and it's changed quite a bit over the few years that we've been traveling.
Definitely. So when we first started traveling, we always did YouTube, but it was more of a hobby, and we'd saved up heaps of money for our first year of travel, and then at the end of that first year we stopped and we got normal jobs as teachers and truck drivers and did that for a few months to fill up the bank account. We actually made a video of that about this time a year ago when we did that, and it was really cool for us to look back on and see, and people seem to really enjoy that too. But now 1 year on, and our YouTube has evolved more, and it now actually is our full-time job, and we are very lucky that we're able to travel and do that full-time. So we thought that we would make a video today about what's it actually involved with being a Travel Australia YouTuber. It's kind of a very new industry and a weird sort of job, but it's a whole lot of fun, and there's probably a lot to it that you wouldn't even think of. So we thought this video we would show you all of that.
We've got a pretty busy week on this week, I would say, a few videos to film, and we've also got some exciting stuff coming up at the end of the week where we actually fly out for our first caravan show.
Yeah.
So that'll be exciting, and we'll take you along for the ride.
There's no enjoying the view today. We've got to get our butts inside and get some work done.
So it's a Monday, it is about mid-morning now, so we've both been at it for a few hours this morning already. Now we both play to our strengths. We have different roles within our business, and my role mainly is video editing and photo editing. So yesterday being a Sunday, 3 times a month we have a YouTube video go up. So the dust is settling from that, and we're getting ready and planning and editing our next video. So that's what I get up to. I do takes me about between 10 and 20 hours to edit a YouTube video. That's not including filming it, so it's a pretty time consuming task. So I'll focus on that today. I'll try and get us ahead as far as I can, and to be honest, I don't really know what Patsy does. All I know is that it's everything else.
Well, Brad's got like the 2 most time consuming jobs, I think. You know, like we work the same amount, but he looks after that, and then I just take on all the other things. So basically I look after all of our social media, our emails, our bookkeeping, which is quite time consuming, any other little tidbits to do with our business as such. But because no work day is ever the same, it's not like we have set hours that we do every day, depending on where we are and what experiences we're doing and what the camp's like, and if it's a moving day, every day is different, so we work different hours every day. So it can be hard to track what jobs need doing and if we're on track and if we've done them all. So what we have is we use this Trello board here, and this basically kind of keeps us on track. So we have these daily jobs every day that we do every day. For example, for me, for our socials, every day we make sure to go on and reply to as many Instagram messages as we can, check through notifications, do the same on Facebook, do some engaging. That's a really big part of running social media. You can't just post and not do anything. You actually have to comment and engage with other accounts, and that otherwise your account's engagement rate is not going to be very good. So that's a big part of it too. Post stories and work on a reel, like those little videos on Instagram that you see. So that, along with checking out emails, we also do a little bit of work each week for zones. So we have that to do. Those jobs we basically do every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and on the weekend too, but we do try and have a weekend day off. So we'll either scatter them across the 2 days or just do them all on one day. So that's our daily jobs, and they usually take about 2 hours each day. So we try and smash them out in the morning and then go out and do something, or go out and move camps, or we have a work day and work for the rest of the day. So when we are then working for the rest of the day, these jobs here are kind of like all the other things that we do in a week. So like, for example, today it's a work day, so I can start working on more of these. The first job, YouTube thumbnail, we need to go outside and take a photo for that actually, because we are really bad at getting photos of ourselves, and you need photos of yourself in a YouTube thumbnail. So we need to go outside and take a photo of that now for this next week's episode. So we'll show you what's involved with that. But then,
not one of our favourite jobs.
No, we hate the YouTube thumbnails, and it's so hard because the YouTube thumbnail is the most important part of how well your video performs, and it's a part that we're not very good at. YouTube Studio literally like gives you a snapshot of your performance and your performance each week, and the thumbnail is always like our downfall. So we're actually trying to get better at our thumbnails and make them more clickable while still representing what's in the video. And yeah, so anyway, we're gonna go and try and do that. Yeah, like doing the YouTube thumbnail, finding the title and the keywords and description and all that for the video so that it reaches the right people and reaches the most audience kind of thing. I try and spend a couple hours a week doing bookkeeping. We do have an accountant who looks after our main sort of tax stuff and our BAS statements and all that kind of thing, but I still have to do the bookkeeping, especially because this sort of business is, you know, we are filming our life and earning an income from it. So many extra expenses that you wouldn't normally think of are actually business expenses, things like accommodation, fuel, experiences, insurances, caravan and vehicle expenses, like all those things that are normally personal expenses. Because we are making an income from it, they are then, a percentage of them is business expense. So it does involve a lot of record keeping so that you can prove and justify all of that, which our accountant is really good at providing advice on for. But it just means I do need to spend at least a couple hours each week doing all the bookkeeping, so that that's all up to date and we can justify all of that sort of thing. Yeah, doing a lot of Instagram planning, captioning stuff, and data backup, which we will probably show later on as well. But anyway, let's go outside and do this thumbnail. That's definitely a job for today.
Okay.
All right, and for a bit of realism, this is generally what the caravan looks like. There's usually empty coffee cups everywhere because we smash the caffeine, and there's usually just camera gear strewn out all over the place, bits charging here and there, and memory cards all scattered everywhere. It's amazing how much stuff goes into just making a simple YouTube video, but hopefully we can highlight that in this video. So let's go outside and take a photo of ourselves.
So lame.
What Patsy mentioned before is that the YouTube thumbnail is like the most important part of your video. It's not the 20 hours of editing work that you put into it. It's literally the tiny little thing that sort of has to explain the entire video and make it clickable enough for someone to go, I'm gonna watch that over the 20 other videos on my homepage. So this video is about a campsite that's like one of the most sought after campsites in Western Australia, but may not sort of live up to our expectations or live up to the hype. So we sort of have to portray that in the thumbnail through maybe facial expressions or a little title. It needs to be sort of a true statement and sort of interesting enough for you guys to click on, because a lot of people will click on videos that have drama or videos that have things going wrong, and that's great because your video does really well, but you don't really want to be doing that every week, we find, and we try and make just like sort of a highlight of our travels. So yeah, we'll try and make this thumbnail the best that we can, and we'll show you what the outcome of it is. Who knows, we're gonna do something with our hands, or I don't know. We've been working at this, like we've been playing with our thumbnails so much, especially over like the last month. We've been really sort of experimenting, like at the detriment to our video's performance. We've been just like trying all different sorts of things, and I feel like we're starting to find our way with what works for a thumbnail. So this is the culmination of like 4 or 5 weeks worth of experimentation. So we'll see how this video goes. Yep, all right, we're happy with that?
Yeah, no, that last one.
Okay, all right, I'm happy with that if you're happy with that. Oh,
Job done. Alright, so we just ticked off what we actually did in the few hours of work this morning. Then we went outside to do the thumbnail, but we still got to actually make it. So then once we've done that on the computer, we'll tick that off. And on a work day like today, we basically do our daily jobs, and then we just do as many of these side jobs as we can. And Brad edits the video and edits the photos. And then that way we keep moving them, you know, across and working through them as the week goes on, so that by the end of the week, hopefully all those jobs are done.
Well, being a full work day for us, I needed to get my bum into gear and get started on our next YouTube video. Video making is not something we've had any training in, but it's more been a game of trial and error. And I'm always trying to improve and make my editing process more efficient without compromising on quality. It's quite a long process, but one that I enjoy bunkering down on and getting creative with. I made some pretty good progress with this episode, and as the daylight faded, we look forward to spending golden hour outside by the fire, but a little bit of work was required outside too.
Rehabilitating our campsite, make it look pretty. But when we got here, this is like a big, ugly ring of 30 different people's iterations of fires. I'm like, I'm gonna make a nice looking fire here. Plus we're having a cook up tomorrow night. It was supposed to be tonight, but we let it go too late. Daylight is our biggest friend when it comes to making videos, because as soon as it goes dark, the footage goes to crap. So we'll have to stay another night here and do it tomorrow night. Just no skin off our back, because we've got very flexible plans out here where we're staying at the moment. So I reckon a couple more shovelfuls and I'll get ready and make a little fire, and we'll just have a quiet fire tonight, just you and me, Patsy.
Very nice.
No cameras. All right, we're finished work for the day, all our traditional type of work, but this afternoon we're actually gonna have a cook up around the fire as the sun goes down. It's like a perfect picturesque place to do that with all these mountains behind us. Stayed here an extra night just for this, and just building up the fire. I'll actually get all the charcoal gear that we're gonna use to cook our steaks on out, get everything set up, and we'll probably have an early dinner before the sun goes down and enjoy this campsite. I started the fire making at about 3 o'clock, and it is now 6 o'clock. That's a 3-hour cook session, but very enjoyable with the sunset. Few mistakes were made. I was playing music when we were filming a section, so you can't use that because of copyright. And the charcoal, I'd never cooked with charcoal before, so I tried to substitute it for coals off the fire, and it just wasn't enough, so I ended up having to finish it over the fire. But we're learning, we're working, and we're having fun. It's a new day. Today is a moving day for us. As with every morning, we've got up, we've done our daily jobs. We usually don't get moving until like between 10 o'clock and midday, just by the time you have something to eat, wash up, you know, all those little things. So we've actually got to go back into Tom Price because we've got to fill up with fuel, got to fill up with water. So we won't film any of that for our normal video, but that will eat up a fair chunk of our day. And then we've got about an hour and a half drive out to where we're camping tonight. So anyone that travels will know that that's the little jobs that take the longest. We may only have to go an hour and a half, but generally it'll take us like twice or 3 times as long, especially because we'll sort of film on the way to the camp, like get the drone up, we're pulling over on the side of the road. So we'll show a little bit of that today in this little work video. But it's about 11 o'clock now, and we're hitched up and ready to get moving. Patsy's on the job. She is going to get some shots of us leaving the campsite. So I'm just gonna wait here while Patsy walks about 100 meters down the road. She gets her steps in every day when we're filming, that's for sure. So she'll get on the other side of the creek, give me a signal, and then I'll pull through and we'll get a nice little shot leaving camp. But yeah, it's the little things that goes into making these videos. It definitely takes us twice as long to do anything when we're filming.
So we are on the move and currently filling up water. So Brad's off filling up the water and dealing with that, and while he's doing that I'm sitting in the car creating an Instagram reel. So this is one of my jobs that I try and do. Well, I try and work on a reel each day. It's a good one to kind of chip away at bit by bit because you can easily do it on your phone, which means you can do it anywhere. So yeah, when we're doing jobs like this, like filling up water, getting fuel, doing stuff like that where I'm just waiting in the car instead of me just sitting here doing nothing, I try and do some sort of work on my phone. So making the most of the time that we have.
Let's go, mate. What's the total?
$566.
Jamie? Ouch.
That's actually not too bad. We're spending like $500 every 2 weeks in extra.
Oh, the days creep up on ya. Just realised I got a meeting at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock Queensland time. It's 2 o'clock now, so I've got to pull over in the middle of nowhere, put the Starlink up. Thank God for Starlink. But yeah, poor time management on my part. Just almost outside of camp, so there's a bit of traffic here. Causing a bit of a ruckus. If you ever see us pull over on the side of the road, mainly because we're launching.
Caravan, are you on channel 40?
Yeah, mate, all good. Just playing with the drone.
Yeah, beauty. Yeah, you've got 2 more of us coming up behind you.
Roger, thanks for that, guys. Yeah, see, it's good. People look out for you out here, but yeah, we usually try and get off the road as far as we can. But it's a bit of a pain because we just pulled over and let a convoy pass us, and I know there's a good spot, like there's a good like.
We're almost at camp.
Yeah, we're about 2 k's from camp, so we'll drone us going along the road and getting into camp. Sort of hit 2 birds with 1 stone. You get the travel shot and then you enter the camp shot. So that's what we're doing, but they're probably going to take the good campsite if it hasn't been taken already.
And then we have to wait for their dust to settle and for them to be way out of the shot before we then launch. So now we just got to sit here for a bit.
Yeah.
So this is why it just takes us forever to get anywhere.
We left camp this morning at like 11 o'clock or 11:30. It's currently 3:30 and we've travelled maybe 80 kilometres.
Crazy. And so this driving shot I'm gonna fly and Brad's gonna drive.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually we'll either do that or I'll drive and he flies, depending on what the road is like. But I'm gonna give this one a whirl today.
Sounds like a plan, Patsy.
Because Brad wants to fang it.
Oh mate, there was like a 4 kilometre gap between those cars. They're hooking past. If I cop a stone chip.
Whoa.
Look what a idiot.
Yeah, that's
like
not right.
I just passed them earlier and I went crawl past them at 20 kilometres an hour.
Come on, guys.
I have some road etiquette. I'm gonna launch it. Let it rip.
Send the bird up.
You're not safe doing us any favours, passing us 120. It is another day and we are off on an adventure today. What we usually do is, depending on where we're going, I'll like get the camera gear that I think is suitable to that place. So this morning I've got a few different lenses. I've got a big lens and a small lens. So I'll take that in case I need some wide angle shots. I've got a little drone, even though out here you're not allowed to fly drones in the gorges. But we can sort of get ourselves going in, sort of tells a bit of a story. And we've got our GoPro, which Patsy is holding at the moment. So we've got a little pole for it and a little waterproof door because we're going to be going in some really cold water today. So usually we try and carry as little gear as possible. This is actually probably quite a fair bit. Usually I just take the GoPro or take the phone or take the big camera, depending on the situation. So yeah, we're going to pack this out and go exploring for this morning, so really excited about that.
And it's still pretty early in the morning. We've only done about an hour of work so far this morning, but we wanted to get moving before it gets too busy there, because we find it much easier to film around less people. So yeah, we usually try and get to places early-ish. So yeah, we'll head out there, have our fun, and then come back and then work for the rest of the day. And then we want to have a campfire tonight again, so we've got that to look forward to once we finish work for the day.
Campire's been the best.
Well, it's been quite a productive day for us. So we've been filming all morning. We got back at around 11 o'clock and have been working ever since, and it's about 5 o'clock now. I've been working on my video. The episode that I started on Monday, I've got basically the whole storyline in, which is like the whole video is in. I just need to add like music and voiceovers and blend all that stuff together. So probably about 75% done, and I'm about 10 hours in. So that's a pretty accurate. So that's been good. That's so that's been good, and everything's going to plan there. But the other side of the editing is the filming. So we did a fair bit of filming this morning, and what I do pretty much every time we go out and film is we have all these different memory cards. I've got to get all the footage off the memory cards and onto some hard drives. So we have a bit of a storage system here, which you can see laid out. So we've got all our SSDs, so that's like a solid state drive, and we have a backup of everything. We actually have 2 backups of every single thing that we filmed, apart from probably the first 3 episodes. And that was because I deleted a bunch of stuff that I shouldn't have, and that's why we now have...
Yes, we now have a backup system. And Brad you also deleted all of our Cape York episodes.
Yeah.
So...
I'm a bit of a menace when it comes to storage, which is why I get it off all the memory cards. I put it on the laptop, and then Patsy deals with it from there because she's trustworthy.
So one of my jobs is like once a week I come through and I go through all of our footage that's on Brad's laptop, and I sort it out onto our hard drives and make sure that there's 2 backups of everything, so that like if one hard drive SSDs these are, if one of them corrupts, then at least we've got another backup on another hard drive. And we also have like a bigger one that we've left at home as well, with another backup in another place. So, and these things are so expensive, they're like $400 or $500 a pop, hey? So yeah,
there's quite a few biggies there.
It's an absolute nightmare. But yeah, that's another aspect of what we do.
It's pretty hard to put this video together, if I'm being honest, because like this has all become such a routine and such a normal part of our lives that we don't even think about it anymore. Hey, we just do it. So to think, oh, what goes into doing what we do, because it's come so blended with our actual life, it's pretty hard. But I think that's
even like little things, like because we filmed today, now you have to make sure all the cameras are charged, and what do we have, like 5 cameras in total or something?
I think we have 7.
Yeah, there's all that. And even like our phones, we film little bits on our phones too, making sure that we get the stuff off our phones onto the laptop as well. So yeah, it's a bit of data organization and camera organization.
Probably just something that you wouldn't really think of. That's that. But we're going to reward ourselves tonight because we've been working all afternoon, so we're going to have a fire outside and watch the sun go down. And it's all about those little moments for us, I reckon, is that you make the most of those little moments and those little rewards. So that's going to be such a treat tonight.
And also, we already filmed a campfire and that outside here last night, so tonight we'll just have another one but won't film it. So like we can have that balance between doing stuff and filming it, and doing stuff and just enjoying it too.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, I'll go and get some firewood. A lot of footage today, Patsy.
Yep. It's Friday and it has been a hectic day today. We were up nice and early at 5:30 because we wanted to climb a mountain today, and we had to allow enough time to quickly pack up camp this morning, drive 45 minutes to the mountain, do the mountain climb, which was about a 5-hour return walk, and then have some lunch, drive to our next camp another 45 minutes, and then do a couple hours of work as well. So we've just gotten to camp. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We are absolutely buggered from our walk today. We have to get our daily jobs done, because if we don't, they just push over and then we'll be behind tomorrow, and we're going out again tomorrow to some more gorges, so we'll get them done. But luckily it's a Friday, so we'll do a couple of hours of work now, and then put the footy on tonight, have a beer, switch off for a bit, so that will be nice. When we got here as well, like another example of something that we do is, like, Brad realised that the solar panels were dirty and needed to give that a bit of a clean, and little tidbits like that people seem to enjoy hearing about and getting that sort of information. So then he was like, oh, I should film this too. So he's just out there at the moment filming that, and then he'll come in and we'll do our work, and then it's the weekend. Happy days.
Oh, just need to see which tank needs the juice. Tank 2.
Now we do usually,
please.
yeah. There you go.
Thank you very much.
As I was saying, we do usually try and do less work on a weekend, or if we can, we will have an entire day off, like Saturday or Sunday. But because we're only here in Karijini for a short amount of time and we want to do more gorges, we will still go out tomorrow, do a gorge, film that, and then do a little bit of work as well. But because it is our weekend, we might not film more of this video this weekend, the work style video. We'll save that for Sunday, because we have a YouTube episode going up on Sunday, so we'll show you what it's like on YouTube Sundays when we have an episode go out and what is involved with that. So we'll touch base then. Hello, it's been a few days. We were meant to come back to you yesterday on Sunday, which was YouTube upload day, to talk through kind of the process of what happens when a video goes up. But honestly, we were that flat out trying to go to the gorges and that around the area, move camps, do what we needed to do for YouTube and get that sorted and promo that by the time we actually just didn't even pick up the camera to film what we're actually doing.
No, we didn't even film here last night, which is what our agenda was to get to this campsite, have the cook up that we're about to have now, and that was going to be the episode wrapped, but we pretty much had a shower and went to bed.
We were so knackered. Basically this last week we've filmed 3 episodes, 2 travel episodes plus this work video. So it's been a bit intense, but like we tend to do sometimes, if we feel like we've got a lot of work to do and we find ourselves at a beautiful free camp like what we are at the moment, we'll literally just park up for an extra day, work the day, and then enjoy the afternoon, which is exactly what we're doing today. But yeah, we didn't really show what's involved with YouTube. Basically we have everything uploaded ready to go, and then on the day that it uploads, when it comes out, we just kind of post a bunch of stuff to promote it. It is always nerve-wracking when a video goes up, because Brad especially put so much time into editing it, and you want to see that the video's doing good and people are liking it. So yeah, it is always a little bit nerve-wracking when a video goes up, but you guys are always so lovely and supportive, and literally we read every comment and message, and it really makes our day. So
yeah, someone actually did pick us up yesterday. Your comments, you don't really realize how much your comments mean and how much they affect us, but someone literally said to us yesterday, our worst day is some people's best days, which is so true. And our video didn't really come out performing the way that we hoped it would. It was actually performing the worst. YouTube gives you sort of a ranking system on how well a video's performing out of 10, and we got 10 out of 10, which is completely bad. But anyway, so the video didn't really perform as good as we'd hoped, but just one comment made the difference. One comment made it worthwhile to put
changed your mindset.
Yeah, that changed my mindset. So thank you for your kind comments as always, because it really does make a difference. And the video's doing good now, happy to report. And I've just worked all day today on the video that I started at the start of this week, and I've finished it now. So I've got about 22 hours into that video. It was a little bit more than usual because I had to go back and forth editing it, but that's okay. It's done now and it's uploading. So yeah, it's good.
Happy days. We also have been a bit more under the pump this week than usual because next week we're actually heading to the Brisbane Caravan Show on the other side of the country. So I think we're catching something like 5 flights in a period of a week and a half. So we're flying from WA back over to Brisbane. We're doing the show for the whole week with Zone RV, and then we're coming back to the caravan. So because we're going to be a week out of action at the show, you know, that's a week of no content, that's a week of us not being able to do all our normal work. It kind of puts everything behind by a week. So we've just been trying to make sure that we are as ahead as possible, and yeah, ready for the show next week. But that's going to be something really exciting, so we will film some of that process as well.
So we got an 8-hour drive back to Exmouth, and then we are pretty much in a day or two we're getting on a flight and heading back to the East Coast. So we're really excited to that. Like, we'll see our family as well, which is really exciting for us. But we'll bring you along for the ride and show you bits and pieces of what the caravan show is like, and yeah, take you along for the ride with us as well.
Happy days, let's roll into that now.
There we go, mate. Starting our journey onto the other side of the country.
Yeehaw.
Let's go.
We flew across the country overnight and had a bit of a shock on arrival. After leaving quiet and remote places in the west of Australia, we were greeted with the hustle and bustle of a city and enjoyed a quick family visit after 6 months away, before making our way north to Brisbane for a crazy week at the Caravan and Camping Show.
We made it to Brizzy, and we are just bumping into the Caravan Show. Today is setup day, so we need to get everything on the stand, we need to get everything set up, because tomorrow's Wednesday, that's the first day of the show, and it's all the way through till Sunday, so it's going to be a big week. This is the calm before the storm for sure. This is like our first show. We love going to caravan shows. Like, we would just do it before we travelled just because we enjoy it. So to actually be here on a stand, like working here, is kind of a weird experience, but we're very much looking forward to it.
It was such a humbling experience meeting so many travellers and viewers of our channel, and it's to you that we'd like to say thank you, because truly we wouldn't have these experiences or opportunities if it weren't for your viewership.
Alright, Patsy, it's just past 9 o'clock, day 3. How's it been going?
Good, we're just getting the finishing touches on, getting the iPads on so that people can configure their vans here at the show. But yeah, it's been very busy. Today's middle day, so it's like hump day, but we've got to prepare ourselves.
We tried to take it all in, but the week flew by and it was such a whirlwind. Before we knew it, we were off again, travelling across the country in the middle of the night to be reunited with our home on wheels.
Alright, it is 5 o'clock in the morning. We left Brisbane yesterday at, what time we leave? 8:30. So, flew overnight, quick layover at Perth. Now we're finally making the last leg. It has been massive, huge 8 days. I'm a bit croaky. I think I picked something up, but we're pushing on at Exmouth and we're on the last leg, so couldn't be happier. Well, that was a crazy 2 weeks, but a lot of fun and a lot of experiences there. So very happy to have that portrayed in this little work episode. But that is the end of the episode. We will do a follow-up with like a Q&A style episode, hey?
Yeah, we're gonna put like a sit down chat at the end of this video where we answer your questions about all work related stuff, but then that video turned out to be really long, so we'll make it into a part 2. So if you have any questions about what we do for work, YouTube, income, working while traveling, that kind of thing, pop them below or send us a message and we'll answer them in an upcoming extra video soon.
Yep, so that's the end of this episode, but what we filmed in this episode will be coming out in the next 2 YouTube episodes. So we'll have like 2 Pilbara episodes, one mainly the Pilbara and the other one mainly focused around Karijini, but a lot of free camping, a lot of cool gorges and stuff, and yeah, probably one of our favourite national parks in the country.
I think it is our favourite national park. So you've seen
beautiful,
the behind the scenes of us filming that. Now you can stay tuned and see the actual final result episodes as they come out over the next few weeks.
All right, thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.